People with penises, could you date someone if penetration was off the table? Or would that be a deal breaker? Like, if you could do most anything else with this person besides penetrate them, would you be able to nurture a connection or would you need to move on? For clarity's sake, no vaginal or anal penetration, but plenty of oral. Enthusiastically oral. They have sex in other ways. Grinding, stroking, humping. And they get off as well. For context's sake, say the person had sexual trauma, was molested, raped etc. and said that they felt triggered by penetration. I would not start a relationship if this was off the table, but would not leave if it became a reality, say for medical reasons, later on. Looking at some of your previous comments. I don't love penetration either and question my sexuality constantly. I much prefer women and I don't really like men. That last little bit right there is probably a bigger deal killer than the penetration thing if you are being honest with these men. Sexual compatibility is very important. I probably wouldn't begin a relationship with someone if penetration wasn't an option. However, if I was already in a committed, long-term relationship with someone and penetration was suddenly no longer an option for a reason out of my partner's control, I would try to make the relationship work. Honestly, no, I couldn't. Honestly, I feel like this is a question you need to ask not of people with penises alone but from people who have been in a relationship where penetration was off the table, both from the person with the penis and the person who didn't want to be penetrated. Ultimately it's just going to bait a bunch of guys who are going to come and answer it's a hard no, and the best advice/info you could get is from people who have actually gone through the experience. I think it's a bad idea posting this question here. Let's say 8 out of 10 comments say no. What does that mean? Those 8 specifically wouldn't. This in no way reflects on what other men think. What you need to know is you will find every type of person out there. People who need pen, people who hate it, people who don't like oral etc. My point is, if there's a kink or a preference, someone out there feels the same way. This person just needs to be more picky on who they date. Never settle or do anything you aren't comfortable with. If someone doesn't fit, move on. There is definitely someone out there for you. Girlfriend told me she's bisexual, wants one-time experience with woman. I am 19, have been dating this girl for over a year now. My girlfriend, 17, came out to me 2 days ago as bisexual. I have no problem with that and she's told me she's felt attracted to girls since 5th grade. What I am conflicted about is her telling me she would like to have a one-time experience with a woman. Now my girlfriend has had little to no experience in general at all and she explained that she wants to be with me forever but doesn't want our relationship to have problems in the future because she never got to have this experience and will regret it. I'm not completely denying this because I know that we've been dating since she just turned 17 and we're both very young and she's had basically zero sexual experiences since she's been alive, so I can see where she is coming from and why she'd want to do this. She's told me she has no emotional feelings for a girl and that she's never wanted to date a girl ever or even had a crush on them, but she's found them attractive. She just doesn't want us to be married in the future and have her curiosity eat her up alive. I want to allow this and she assured me and said she knows for a fact that she won't ever catch feelings for this girl afterwards but just wants to get it over with. She also told me she doesn't mean as in go all out, she won't cross my boundaries and wants me to be comfortable with it and basically just wants to make out with a girl and see how she feels. I asked her what if the girl continued and she said depending on how she feels she might go a little further. I'm glad she opened up to me about this and had enough courage to do so, but I am worried for what's to happen afterwards. I'm someone who has struggled very badly with anxiety their whole life and I tend to overthink and worry, and I am worried that afterwards when she's done it if I'll be able to continue the relationship. I'm not going to control her and end up fucking up the relationship for the future, but I am just worried on how I'd feel or react after this is over. We both agree heavily on a monogamous relationship and she said she wants to do this one time and there will be no emotional attachment and just to get it over with. I hope for the best that I can go back to normal and forget this experience. She told me she's looked at it from my point of view and would allow this to happen as long long as it's a one-time thing, but would be worried if I still want her or if I'm enough for her, and told me that I will not have to worry about that at all. I believe her. I can feel it in my gut that's what's going to happen, and I believe this can make us even stronger and more attached in the relationship, or it can make me have issues. I'm very tired on the whole thing. What should I do? And what if she decides she likes it? BRB, I'ma go tell my GF I've realized I'm attracted to both blondes and brunettes and want a one-time sexual experience with a blonde. I just don't want to miss out on this experience and regret it later. We'll just make out, unless she wants to do more, or I like it, whatever. Edit. Okay, one more one-time experience with a redhead. Really, it's for the good of our relationship. She wouldn't want to control me, would she? She knows for a fact that she won't ever catch feelings for this girl afterwards, but just wants to get it over with. She can't guarantee that. Since she has this urge to hump another person that is not you, to me this is a big red flag. It's dangerous. Our heart can be deceiving. Since you, apparently, are uncomfortable with this, you should tell her the whole truth. Gloves off. Unless you are into open relationship stuff. I know I'm not. But if you get her a free pass now, she can make a case for a second, or a third, or a 100th in the future. Realize that the problem is not within you, it's her. She wants to smell the flowers around, but since you look like a nice guy, she doesn't want to risk losing you. So it's the best of the both worlds for her, right? Gender is irrelevant in this discussion. Unless both parties accept an open relationship, banging others is a no-no. Good luck. I am bisexual, and like your girlfriend, I found out at the same time I was together with NY boyfriend. However, my revelation did not change the rules of the relationship. My boyfriend clarified that while he has no problem with me being bisexual, he has a problem opening up the relationship, and he will treat girls with the same regards as a guy. Opening up your relationship means putting yourself into additional risk of STIs. Even more because you can't use condoms in a girl-girl. And usually when you experiment like that, you don't go to someone you know and trust. My point is, if you are not comfortable opening up your relationship, that is up to you, and wouldn't make you in a hole. You need to let her know your boundaries, and not put them aside. It's also your choice. Edit. I meant wouldn't be an asshole, sorry for the confusion, was typing on my phone. How can she tell you things won't change for her before she experiments with another woman? That's how you know you're being fed a line of BS. Still, it's a really bad idea to block a partner from something they tell you is very important to them. It's hard not to build resentment under those circumstances. So if you're really wanting a monogamous relationship to develop with another person, you should move on. So you can both find a compatible partner for the kind of relationship each of you wants. Fiance nearly cheated on me 5 years ago and I'm just finding out about it now. I, 27F, have been with my fiance, 30M, close to 6 years now, engaged for 2 and due to marry in June. We moved in together after a year of dating. About 5 months after we moved in together, he had a party while I was out of town, which I was aware of. I have just found out, though, that he almost cheated on me while I was away. A reliable source has said that a girl my fiance had a crush on attended the party, and apparently she spent some time walking around without a shirt on. My fiance got close to her on the couch, and she was seen stroking his leg and whispering in his ear. This was all the source told me, so I checked fiance's Facebook for more information. At some point during the night, my fiance has gone up to bed, alone, and she has messaged to ask if he was still awake. She has then messaged in a jokey way that she is naked downstairs but can't find her smokes. Fiance has made a joke about wanting to come down and join her naked, and she has said fuck it, come down. Fiance has gone down for a smoke. The next message is my fiance saying you've got me all worked up. She has replied by saying she's heading home, and taking a guy from the party with her. That's the last message from that night, and all other massages from the last 5 years have been innocent looking. I'm so upset, and this is a huge boundary of mine that has been crossed. It feels like my fiance would have cheated, but at the last minute the chick has chosen someone else. Now I don't know if I should call off the wedding, or let it go because it was close to 5 years ago. Fiance has never given me reason to suspect cheating before, so I'm lost and looking for advice. Due to marry in June. Divorces are more hassle and more expensive. Just saying. I'm sorry, but who exactly is this reliable source, and why did they wait all this time to tell you after you got engaged and set a date for the wedding? It's terribly timed, and that fact alone makes things suspect. The source is a mate of my fiance, someone he has known for the last 10 years. Previously, I haven't had much to do with the fellow, but he was there the night of the party. However, this mate started dating my best friend, so over the last 6 or so months we have become good friends. Lots of double date sort of things. He finally told my best friend, his girlfriend, because he felt guilty now that he knows me better. My best friend had the conversation with me, because she thought it would be easier coming from her. He has reached out and confirmed it all as well. 5 years ago, and almost if there hasn't been suspicion of any infidelity with anyone else, and this event occurred that long ago without any recurrence regarding this particular individual. I feel like it's something that you should discuss with your fiance, but I don't think it warrants something so severe as postponing or calling off a wedding. I would begin the entire conversation by asking him questions you know the answer to. Is there anything you need to tell me? Is there anything you want to tell me before we get married? I saw other woman in my suggested friends. She's friends with you and looks familiar. Have I met her? His response will tell you a lot. If he's lying, you'll know it, and that's probably not the person you want to marry. And if he's telling you the truth, then good. That sounds like a potentially salvageable relationship. I'd say, though, that especially with something as concrete as marriage, if the answer isn't fuck yes, then it's no. I've met the girl once before, and I vaguely remember that she was at that particular party, but I didn't realize she was a previous crush for him though. I've never questioned him having female friends before, but this is making me unsure now. I like the idea of giving him a chance to freely come clean about anything that might be hanging over us. If he brought it up, that would clear away some of these doubts. I'm confused. Fiance has gone down for a smoke. The next message is my fiance saying, you've got me all worked up. Why are they texting if he went down to join her and is in her presence? I don't know. I can only guess time gap. Think she has invited him down. They have hung out on the balcony together for however long, and then he has gone back to bed alone and messaged her. Then next message after is her saying she is leaving with another guy.